In this video, Desai shows you how to build with prefabs. For help setting up prefabs, see the link in the description.
Now, prefabs are a collection of building blocks used to design your user interface. They're actually GXS files that contain components to design your application. And if you check my library panel over here, you would see I have HTML and Chakra prefabs set up for this. Now, before I walk you through the steps on setting up your prefabs, let me show you how prefabs can accelerate your design process. And come right here, navigate to settings. We would be designing the settings page right from the MightyMeld application, creating a navigation tab where we have basic info, account setting, and notifications. And in our basic info tab, we would have the user details displayed there with an edit button. And let's get right into it. Let me move this over here so you can see. I want to create a div to serve as a container for my tab and also my form. So come right here to the HTML file prefabs and drag my div right into this flex container. And I'm going to give this a class background of white, border radius of rounded, and padding of 6. I'm working with Tailwind CSS, and these are basically just Tailwind utility classes. Great. The next would be creating my tabs. Come right here and drag this into my div. And change this to basic info. Change this also to account settings. And this to notifications. Great. And if we switch to interactive mode, we can see the functionality of this. Back to development mode, closing this right here because we're done with that, and also closing this because we would be working only in the basic info. So I am going to change this p tag to a div. This div would serve as the container for my form, and I do not need this, so I would be getting this off. All right, for my form, next I need is this form element. So and I also need this hstart component to serve as a container for my input and my label. So these boxes are not needed, and I'm going to get that off. I need my form control, so bring this over here. I also need my label inside my form control, and also input. All right, great. I'm going to duplicate these because I want, first name and last name. Change this right here to last name. And also change this to first name. For my input, I want to give it a type of text. And do the same for this also. Now, a feature I want to highlight is this generative AI assistant. You give it a prompt and then it generates your style for you. I am going to prompt it to add a type of text to my input. So let me just do that. Add text to the input. Oh, that was it. There was an error, but you can see we have that. And I also need input fields for email and phone number. But before I create that, I want to give this a margin of 24 px and go right ahead to duplicate this. Here I will be changing my text to email and also change this to phone number. Also my input here, I will be changing this to email and here to tell. Great. The next field I want to create is my payment plan, and that will be a select. I'm going to use a stack this time because it's just going to be the select field getting the whole width. And let me delete this. I don't need these boxes. So these boxes are just templates and they're not needed currently. So form control to serve as a container for my field and also select and change this text. Let me close this. I'm going to call this payment plan and also change this to basic, change this to pro, and this to enterprise. Oh, I didn't save this. Interesting. Also, I need to give my stack a margin of 24px. And great. What we need to create next is our button, and I would need a div to serve as a wrapper for my button. So back here, I'm going to drag this div into the form and get my button here. Let me change this text to edit, and I want to give my button a background of purple and a text color of white, and I'm going to use this generative assistant for that. So add a one color of purple and text color of white. This purple 300 is a color code in Chakra, if you're wondering. So I also need padding. I'm going to come right here, padding X. Let me give this great. Yeah, this width looks great. So yeah, this close this right here so you can view it. This is the settings page we just created from Prefabs, and you can check out the functionalities. One last thing I forgot to change is a placeholder. You can also do that right here. So when you click on input, you can, I'll just give this Jane and give this Doe. Also this email address and for phone number. Awesome. So if you check the git diff right here, this is what we had initially in our settings page, and this is the code we currently have. One thing you would notice is how neat this is and how properly formatted it is. Remember, MightyMeld do not generate code. It works with your already existing code, and it's basically working with what we have in our prefabs file. And yeah, so right from the MightyMeld Studio, you can design your application without needing to switch between MightyMeld and your code editor. And once you have your prefab set up, you can start designing like a pro.
For help setting up prefabs, see the link in the description.